When I first off was going to chiropractic school or college, I kept going towards pharmacy, and I kept being drawn towards pharmacy, and it just wasn't working out. I spent a couple of years trying to get into pharmacy school, and my brother actually was the first one who went to chiropractic school when we had somebody come talk to us in a physics class at a junior college. And so he took off and went to pharmacy or chiropractic school, and I called him one day when I was frustrated about getting into the pharmacy school and all of the competition and everything, and I asked him if he liked it, and he said, I love it. So it wasn't any long time after that I applied for chiropractic school. I actually went to Logan College of Chiropractic, is what it was called at that point, in Chesterfield, Missouri, and that was it. I graduated in December of '09, and I've been practicing. I actually started out independent for about 3 years, working in the Mississippi Delta, and it wasn't long after that my husband shifted us to the Jackson area, and so I just decided from going from an independent business owner with the sole practitioner and maybe 1 or 2 employees that it was time for me to branch out to a group, and so that's where I joined Foxworth Chiropractic in Flowood, Mississippi. Some of the main stories that I even have is I've had the opportunity to treat wheelchair-bound children, one that couldn't even speak to you and verbalize because of a tumor that she had. And I've learned, and it's funny enough with children and young children, if you just make a connection to them, it doesn't take them long to understand that you're there to help, that you're not going to hurt them. And oddly enough, I have a couple of cases to where if they'll just let me touch their foot and rub their foot, this wheelchair baby, I'll say, she was about 8 years old, after I made that little connection with her of rubbing her foot, anytime I walked in the room after that, she would just pick her foot up and hand it to me. So stories like that you have mothers calling and saying, what did you do to my baby? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she says, I didn't even have to give her the medicine last night, and she slept all night. And when you have stories like that of directly affecting a mother and the sleep that the babies are getting, or athletes being able to run and jump and just achieve goals that they've had, it just gives you the energy and the drive that it's addicting as a chiropractor to change and be a part of these people's lives. It's really refreshing and energizing. I've already been in a couple of these meetings and been brought to tears, because that's how compassionate we are about helping and thriving for the best for not only our families, but for just what's the next step. I've had throughout the whole afternoon different speakers say something about a supplement or something like that, and I have in my mind all of these specific patients that are coming to my mind, and I'm writing notes down so that when I get back to the office I can reach out to them. And one of them has actually even moved to a different state, so I'm going to have to try to find her. But you start hearing things about the gut health, and that's one of the seminars or this speakers that I went to listen to. Get just invaluable information. The fact that it's driven by a lot of women just makes you kind of feel powerful. So I'm excited to see what this group has to offer us. I'd like to share how I actually got here. I'm new to the group. I'm about a week into being a platinum member. I can tell you right now I'm addicted to not only the free group that's on Facebook, but the group for the DCs only. Every night I see questions, I see answers, I see information that is just being filled on my Facebook page that's legitimate, good information to use. But so I'm the newest to it, and this was brought to me by Chiro Health USA. The girls that work there were like, Dr. Verry, you've got to get involved with this. So when obviously my boss is a male, so he couldn't participate and be a member, but he was very generous. And not only when he found out that this was such a big convention, he told me to take some time, and he flew my family down here to have a vacation. to be able to not only work on myself as a chiropractor, but to spend some very valuable time with my family and make some major memories, and that is priceless. So I guess the best way to describe it is just thirsty for whatever else is to come. I know that just the information and the speakers that they've brought here makes me not only want it for the conventions here, but it makes me want it for my community. We have another female at home that's a chiropractor. There's lots in the area, so I think it's important to maybe start reaching out and trying to get some of these people and the information and the data that we have to just spread the information to more doctors so that we can all lift each other up and become a community. There's actually some more information about the Chiro Health USA, and Ray Foxworth, who uses that, actually gives back to students in the community, and he has a family, Foxworth Family Scholarship, that he gives $25,000, 15 to the student and 10 to the school that is chosen. And it's not necessarily just for women, but it's the best applicant that applies. And that's his way of giving back, because he thrives for giving back to the community, the chiropractic profession, and now that's why he's allowed me to become a part of the women's group so that I can hopefully give back to them as well.